The number one question, how do you do the search to book the great deal on points and miles? Hey, here are 5 steps to complete the search and answer that question. Number one, we're going to select the currency, the transferable currency that we want to use. So I'm talking Amex, Chase, Citigroup, Capital One. In this case, let's select Amex. Number two, we're going to look at the list of transfer partners on the Amex website or app, and we're going to select an airline that will work to where we want to go. So let's say we want to go to Paris. We're on Amex. We see that Air France is a transfer partner. We're going to select Air France. Step number three, we have to be a member of the loyalty program, the frequent flyer program of that airline. So we're going to pause our search and we're going to go join the loyalty program, in this case, Flying Blue of Air France KLM, the frequent flyer program of our airline. We're going to go join that right now. Step number four, we're going to choose 2 major hubs that we know this airline flies between nonstop so that we don't have to connect. Connections most likely will not work. You're going to have to book a separate repositioning flight or train travel. You're going to have to reposition. And so we're going to look in an ideal scenario, you would be able to fly into where you want to end, where you want to actually spend your trip. Or you would, if you live near a major hub, fly from your home airport and then have the repositioning on the back end. But we're probably repositioning and we're looking for nonstop direct between 2 major hubs. This is critical. So we're looking to go to Paris. Let's say we want to fly from Chicago O'Hare to Paris Charles de Gaulle. So that's what we're going to look for. We're not going to look for that small town in the Midwest or that town in the South or that non-major city. Even a city like, say, Kansas City or St. Louis that have decent-sized airports, they just don't have flights they don't have Air France flights to Europe, so that's not going to work. We got to go to where Air France flies directly, in this case, Chicago or Atlanta or, Washington, D.C., New York, something like that. Okay, step number 4 was select our major hubs, looking for those nonstop direct flights. Step number 5, we're actually going to try to do the booking. So we're going to go to the website or the app. The website's got probably better functionality, but honestly, most people are doing this on their phone, so the app is more convenient. And we're going to select our 2 major hubs that we're going to fly between, O'Hare in Chicago and Paris, and we're going to put our preferred date. One of 3 things is going to happen. We're either going to, and we're going to do this one way. One way is critical. We're not looking at round trip. We'll do 2 one-ways instead of a round trip booking. Here's what's going to happen. It's either going to tell us, nope, not possible. There's no results. That's less likely because we're between the 2 major hubs. It's going to tell us, hey, here's your price, and it's crazy high, 200, 300,000 miles per person. We're going to ignore that. We're not booking that. That is fool's gold, people, and we are mining for the real thing, the real gold. Or step number 3, this is our dream scenario. We're going to hit that juicy saver fare to start. That's 50 or 60,000 miles per person per way. If you find that, hallelujah, we're going to start searching for our return trip home, and then we're going to book our tickets. But most likely it doesn't work out perfectly. So you got to be flexible. So in this case, we're looking to fly from Chicago to Paris. Be flexible on your date. Look a few days before, a few days after, whatever flexibility you have. It could be weeks at a time. It could even be months at a time if you're planning far in advance and you have a lot of flexibility. Flexibility is key to get the best deal. We want the real gold, not the fool's gold. Another form of flexibility, though, if you're not that flexible on date, is airport. So instead of flying from Chicago, let's look at, say, JFK or one of the New York area airports, or Atlanta or Washington, D.C. If we're kind of limited on our dates, let's be flexible on the airport because we're going to reposition there anyway. And so we'll just book a cheap cash fare to get to that major hub, and then we'll start our nice lie flat awesome seat, our points and miles seat at that hub instead of maybe the one that's closer to where we would normally fly out of. Hey, this is Zach with Trip Points Travel. There's a couple tools that I'll post separately that you can use, but these are the 5 steps that you need to do to complete a successful points and miles ticket booking. Enjoy the destination, enjoy the journey.